My name is Weirong Li, and I'm the founder and CEO of Raw Culture, which I will also go into a bit later about what it is and why I started it. But first, I want to explain my personal background. So, in my cultural roots, I was born and raised in Budapest, Hungary. That's where I lived my entire life. And my parents are actually Chinese. They actually immigrated to Hungary 30 years ago. And I was told by my father that he was one of the first Chinese who arrived to Hungary. And so he saw a lot of this transition in cultures, in this integration of the Chinese people into Hungary. And that was a very exciting kind of experience that he had. And meanwhile, when I was in Hungary and I grew up there, I attended American international schools. So that was for 18 years of my life. And there I kind of got the sense of understanding how important being around people who are from different countries and cultures were. That was something completely normal to me. And I very much developed this sense of being able to be very adaptive and integrative to different nationalities, and also being very open to experiencing new kind of experiences and cultures, of course. However, this is one of the benefits and privileges that I've experienced. However, at the same time, after moving away from this international sphere and international schools, I went out by myself, and currently I'm in Austria, in Vienna, Austria, and I very much so found it hard to integrate, and I wasn't able to connect to the local community as much as I thought I would, and I wasn't in my international school environment anymore. And so that's when I kind of experienced, not everyone is like me, not everyone has the same international background like me. And that was a realization which made me question kind of whom I was, what my identity was, because I would often get questions from people who did not understand my international upbringing about where I'm from. And that was always something difficult for me, because I cannot answer you in one answer what country I am from, because I had so many different influences from when I was young. And so through kind of these external environments and my experience of interacting with people who did not share the same experience, it made me recognize how important it is to stand our ground as internationals and be able to still express ourselves and be confident in our identity. And so from that on, it fired up inside of me to provide a platform where multiculturals can come together and voice their opinions and share about their experiences growing up as an international and how this affected them, and also what challenges and perhaps even privileges, highlighting those, has brought with their international upbringing. And then now it has evolved actually, and the project I'm talking about is Raw Culture, and now has evolved to something that I wish is much more tangible and practical to the multiculturals, and specifically focusing on a group called Third Culture Kids. So as a brief kind of introduction, Third Culture Kids are people who grew up in a country that's different than their passport country. And so that was one of my examples of my personal story and upbringing. And with that comes a lot of skill sets, because you're able to see, interact, people from different cultures when you're young, at least two or more, and that brings you a very deepened understanding of how to navigate different situations, different cultural, social, emotional innuendos, and kind of, let's say, signs. And this is a hugely valuable skill, not only personally but as well as professionally, what they can offer to the organizations, companies that they join. And so at this moment, what has transformed into from being a media platform, which I still very much encouragingly would love for people to share their stories, it has more so now transitioned to a career platform where I connect multicultural people to international companies, where I offer these career and international experiences and job opportunities to them. And so that's my story. It's only one person here talking about the story, but I feel like I know that there's so many other people who have the shared experiences and understand what it means to grow up multicultural and the many benefits, privileges that comes with it, but as well as how do we navigate the challenges and just raising more awareness on this cultural diversity topic, because there has been so much topic about and discussion about diversity, but not so much on this cultural element. So I hope to bring this topic into the forefront and to be able to help these multiculturals in some aspect, in some way, through this practical implementation of making a bridge between professional, let's say, opportunities and linking it to the multicultural's innate skill sets.